Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Tribe of the Tides, where in the last episode, we witnessed the birth of 3 separate gilled babies all across the island, which kind of upset the balance of some of our packs, and we are going to have to decide the fate of a very certain gilled creature off in the Carnivore territory today. But before we get into that, I do want to let you guys know that this is probably going to be the last episode that we have on the Tribe of the Tides, because the game had yet another major update released on the experimental branch, so in order for us to enjoy all of the new features that were released, we will have to start over on a brand new island, but it will be worth it. There is going to be a new jungle biome, new predators, new skills like camouflage and whatnot, so I know it's going to be a lot of fun, but I know it's also always a bummer when we have to say goodbye to all of these creatures that we've come to know and love, so I'm going to try my best to wrap up as many stories as possible today, and I think we are definitely going to start way over here with this little gilled creature. So Needle had her very first child with Cove in the last episode, and it managed to, mutate the gills. So I think it's one saving grace. His one saving grace is going to be that his father actually came from the water tribe. So he would probably try to convince Needle that the gills are a very, very valued trait where he comes from, and maybe that would be enough to at least give her reason to allow him to stay. So she'll allow this little creature to stay in her nest as long as he proves himself later, as long as he can prove himself just like she had to do when she was young. That was the only reason why she was allowed to take over the island after all, because she was a much better bunny collector than her brother Scratch. So I feel like she would probably give him the name Ghost. We'll name him Ghost, and we'll allow him to stay in the Carnivore territory despite his very strange appearance. But he is definitely going to have to work hard to prove himself in the future. Now, Sunflower, on the other hand, has kind of followed Phoenix over to this territory, and I don't think she's going to be too happy with her choice once they realize that she doesn't have any claws, she doesn't even have any ram horns, she is actually a very, very weak creature, so the carnivores would not value her very much either. And I feel like if they can't find a use for her, then they are probably going to try to push her out of the territory as soon as possible. So maybe Phoenix, knowing this, even in the short time that he's been here, would probably try to walk her down the shore, away especially from the main creatures of the pack, their queen and their king, and of course Scratch the brother as well. Phoenix has actually spent quite a bit of time with Scratch, so he would probably know him best. Now I think he would walk her down toward where the Traditionalists originally made their very first pack over here, where the stump is. Maybe he would have her set up camp way over here where most of the creatures don't like to wander around. Kirtavan sometimes comes down here to catch his bunnies, of course, but this is also his very last day. He is very, very old. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that he was that old. At least he was able to catch one more bunny before he passed. The Carnivore's territory is actually getting very, very small too. There are not many creatures over here, especially compared with the water tribe and of course the Traditionalists, who definitely grew after Vankir made his way over here and had all of his children. But let's have Kirtavan kind of scoot over this way just to make sure there's no more bunnies. It definitely seems like there's not, so we'll have him sit up there instead to light up the area for Needle. And then Scratch, as usual, you are going to have to comb the beaches too. I guess we could scoot him down here to watch out for crabbits. He was hunting crabbits with Phoenix in the last episode, so maybe he's a little bit better at crabbit hunting than bunny collecting. But let's move Needle out of the nest so that Cove can come down here and breed with her again, and then they'll be able to have one more baby in the very near future once we can move this little one out of the nest. For now, we'll move Cove right back here. He is kind of sitting on top of this little stump right here just to light up the area for her while she's having her children. And he is also quite old too. He only has 3 days left, so we're going to have to see how many little babies we can get out of them before he passes as well. Swift, for now, you can pick up your bunny meat because she was finally able to collect one of those bunnies in the last episode. And then we can have her come over here and munch on her berries, of course, because she needs to get her energy back. Needle cannot do anything with this berry bush, and in fact, we might actually have her swipe it down. Maybe she's just getting so frustrated right now, so frustrated with all of these strange things happening in her pack, this very strange baby that popped up, and of course these newcomers too, who she's not too impressed with. So she's getting very frustrated, and she just completely destroyed the little trap they have for the bunnies. Now over here, on the other hand, they are not going to be destroying any of their berries because they do love to munch on them. However, we do have a bunny back here. Oh no, and you are too far away from any of our creatures who actually have energy, huh? Seiko did just show up in the last episode. She's actually a wandering creature, and I feel like, especially with her appearance, those gorgeous green eyes just like Vankir's, maybe she traveled a very long way to come meet him. So it's nice that they're able to start a little family too. But let's see, can we get to this bunny somehow? I mean, we could have Almond come over here to protect the baby just in case, and then we could have Seiko jump this way. It looks like she could actually pounce on this one. There we go. So the Traditionalists do enjoy a little bit of bunny meat every now and then. And they also, of course, enjoy picking up their acorns over here too. It's not their favorite food. Their favorite food, of course, are the berries, but they are able to at least pick up these acorns now that they have all of those nimble fingers. So we'll let Rose collect those. She is, again, very, very close to the area where the carnivores would consider their territory, so we don't want her to get too close over there. And I believe that's actually all that we can do on this side of the territory. So we also have Rareco sitting here, who is pregnant, I believe, with the Diamond's child. Diamond's very first child, so I'm very excited to see what sort of baby they're going to have. And then we have Laurel, who made her way all the way over here. She kind of swam across the pond because Wave insisted that she try to find a place that was better suited to her since she has the water body. Her mother was a little bit afraid that she would get ousted from the Traditionalists if they found out, so she made her way over here, and just in time too, because she was actually sick with the common cold, so maybe she could munch on one of these healing fruits. I'm sure they would be willing to allow her to have one of them. They do have 3 in their territory, so they're kind of stockpiling them at the moment. Now we could actually have Wayward scoot around this tree to, oh my goodness, find the bunny parade again. The bunny parade is back in town. Oh my gosh, we have way too many bunnies over here in the Healer's Glade. I wonder if they're attracted by the smell of the healing fruits too. It's very, very strange. Now unfortunately Pine is far too slow to go hunting bunnies himself, but maybe he could scoot this way to try to light up the area a little bit more. I mean, at least he found another bunny, so maybe he could help Zen catch a couple bunnies of his own on the next turn. But I believe that is about all that we can catch for this turn. So we'll have Wayward pick up his bunny meat over here, and then we'll return to the Water Tribe because I believe they still have quite a few moves to make over here. Yeah, it looks like everyone still has all of their energy. So I'm hoping today that we can take Pearl and Shark and their family and maybe go on a little family fishing trip out in the swamp over here. So we'll need to make sure that all of the babies are well protected, but I think we're just fine because of course Brooke is sitting right next to all of them. She does love babies. We might actually need to leave some of the younger children behind, but I do also want to take Aqua because of course she does have that fishing tail, which we discovered right at the end of the last episode. I'm so sorry, Aqua. I'm so sorry that we missed your lovely fishing tail, but hopefully she'll be able to help us catch some bigger fish. She doesn't have a claw, which is her one drawback, so she doesn't have the same sort of fishing skill as Pearl does, but I'm sure Pearl would be willing to pass her knowledge on anyway. So we'll have Pearl kind of scoot along the shore over here, and then Aqua can follow her. It's nice because she does have the 2 running legs, so that means she can go very, very far in one leap. I guess we could actually set Aqua up right over here, so she's right by the edge of this waterfall, and it might be a good idea to maybe have our guild creatures chase the fish down the waterfall over here, and maybe we could trap them right here and then just start picking them all off. So Pearl could actually set up on the other side, where the other water tiles are, and then let's see, who else is going to help? Of course we need Shark over here. Shark is going to have to make his way over, and I think I'll actually have him go around this way, so that he can kind of loop around the fish and then chase them down like we were saying before. And then Flounder, unfortunately he does not have the water body or the gills, so he's actually going to be one of the ones who sits right by the shore and tries to snatch up the fish out of the water. Now as soon as little Minnow grows up, he could actually help his father chase the fish, but I want him to make sure that he's right by one of the adults. So let's see, River is passing away on this turn too. Oh, that is so sad. So let's have Minnow sit right next to King Breeze for now, and then we'll have Shark start scooting his way into the water. So why don't you go around here? It looks like we have one of those little clown koi over on this side. This is definitely where they're spawning, right in the middle of this pond. So if we could only have him scoot around and lure them down into the waterfall all over here. We do have a couple of fish trapped over here, but we don't have any turns left to actually snatch them up with. So let's see. The one drawback for Shark now is that he doesn't move very fast in the water because he has the running legs and the normal hind legs, so he's meant for land. He's a little land shark, a very, very quick land shark. But we do need him to get around these fish. Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe we actually want them to scoot a little bit further up because we have so many fish in the water over here. That would probably be a better idea. We'll have them do that on the next turn, and for now we'll have Ripple pick her berries, and we'll also have Breeze pick his berries. Now I would like to have Breeze and Brook breed in this episode too. They're going to become the new royals of this side of the island, so it would probably be a good idea for them to start on their family as soon as possible. And is that all that River can actually pick from? Let's see. We could maybe have her scoot down here instead to take care of this berry bush for Breeze, so that he can come over here and breed with Brook. Now I just want to make sure that nobody else is sitting on the nest right now. Of course we have Rareco back here, but everyone else that we would need to change the mutation menu for is basically off of the nest right now. So we could actually change this up for Brook right now. We could have her sit right there, and then put, of course, the water body straight in here, because I definitely want to see the water body passed on Breeze's children in particular. Now hopefully one of his children is going to have that berry paw, because that's very important for this side of the island with all of the berries that we have to pick from. And oh my goodness, all of these crabbits are popping up over here too. Do you want to help us fish? It looks like this little guy is going to help us. Okay, well hopefully he's not going to steal our fish. But no matter what happens between these babies, I have a feeling that they will be very, very helpful for the pack, because we don't have to deal with anything like the no paws, and I believe their genetics are actually pretty darn good. Yeah, like Brook has those perfect genetics with normal blood clotting and normal eyes, and Breeze does have one slot of short-sighted eyes in his genes, but I think that's still a pretty safe bet. So we'll have to leave him right here to protect this baby. Koana, of course. We'll leave him there to protect Koana. And then, let's see, we have our little ducklings down here. Oh my goodness. So Perry, unfortunately, is still a little bit sick with the parasite illness, and that's why I think Flotsam is probably going to basically sacrifice all of his damage for his son, because he's had so much fun over here just digging up all of this food with his little babies that he kind of forgot that he needs to go get some medicine for himself. But now that he's so close to passing, I feel like he would just rather stay in the water with all of his sons and maybe allow Perry to go up there instead and use the medicine. So Perry is going to start making his way over here. He'll keep digging all along the way, of course, but he will have to go take that medicine in a moment. And then we'll have Puddle kind of sink a little bit deeper, because he has the water body, so he can definitely come in here and gather up a whole bunch of food. Flotsam has to stay a little bit further up. He can only stay on the very edge of the ocean because we don't want him to drown. But for now, we can have him scoot right over this way. Oh gosh, we do have this temporary water breathing plant too. I almost forgot about this. Maybe we should have Flotsam actually grab this if he can. If he can harvest this, and then he can go way into the deep water with his son Puddle. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. We'll just have to keep a very close eye on him though, because I don't want him to accidentally drown and then completely die in the ocean. That would be so traumatic for poor Puddle. But I think that's all of the turns that we can make today. So let's see what this little baby is going to look like first. Little Brook's baby. The very first new royal in the pack too. Oh my goodness, look at you! Another perfectly balanced creature. So unfortunately, he does not have the water body, but he is adorable, isn't he? The gray fur, like that's an interesting combination too. The gray fur and the brown fur. I don't think we've seen that before. And for that matter, he has the green eyes as well. Where did he pull that out from? Oh, from his father's genetics. That's really cool. Okay, so let's actually name him Kelp to go along with those eyes. We'll name him Little Kelp. So there we go. He can actually go toward the water too and maybe pick up some shells, or he could take Ripple's place back here to possibly gather up some of these berries once he grows, and of course all of these acorns too, because we have a ton of those back here. But first, let's see if we can maybe scoot Shark around these fish. I'm not sure if this is going to work out because of course he is so very slow, so let's see if maybe he can scare them in the right direction. He may actually be scaring them in the right direction. Yeah, it seems like it, because we have some fish over here now. So if it could just get a little bit closer, then maybe Flounder could grab up a couple of those. But yeah, I think we definitely need to have Pearl kind of scoot her way up here and sit next to the water a little bit closer to the main pond. And in fact, she's going to have to go around the healing fruit too. She is so close to the end of her life as well, which is really sad. Oh, look at that. Aqua can actually catch one of these fish down here. I was going to have her follow Pearl, but if she can catch at least one fish, then that's better than none. Let's actually have her sit on the other side of the pond from Pearl, though. We'll have her come over here. And oh my goodness, this little baby is now unprotected because, of course, River passed away. So, Minnow, you are going to have to scoot a little bit closer to the nest for us. There we go, because we don't want you getting picked off by the bird just in case it comes back. I mean, that bird has not been in our skies for days upon days upon days. So I'm starting to think that maybe it just it doesn't want to bother our creatures at this point. I mean, we can hope. But let's have Flounder peek in some of this grass, and okay. Well, I was going to have him sit right there, but it looks like there's a berry bush there instead. I guess that's fine though. We can have him peek at that too. So at least he's still finding food, even though he's not exactly fishing right now. And then we'll have Ripple go ahead and pick the berries. But it looks like that one is picked clean. So why don't you actually come over here and pick this one too for us? And then we have a little Crabbit over here. Hello, and Puddle is fully grown. Oh my goodness, he is so adorable. I think Puddle is probably one of my favorites just because he is so darn cute. Let's see if we can actually find his model on here. Let's see, there are so many creatures in the pack now too. Oh my gosh, look at this guy. He is the most adorable thing. Much easier to see on here than under the water right now. So I guess we could actually have Puddle come over here and pick up the Crabbit meat for us too, and then he'll go ahead and dig a little bit more in the water. And then Flotsam, we wanted you to attempt to munch on this little fruit over here. So let's see if he can do this. We'll have him jump in the water and then grab up the fruit, and now he has that temporary water breathing. So let's see if this works. We'll have to see how long this can actually last him. We'll put him in the deep, deep ocean and see how he does, I guess. Like, I'm really worried about him because of course I don't want him to pass away while he's having so much fun with his sons, but we'll just keep a close eye on him if we can. Now, Perry, why don't you make your way over here? We should probably use his turns to really get him closer to that healing fruit because he's a little bit slower on land. He has those little frog toes, of course, so he doesn't move very fast on land like some of our other creatures. But I think that's it for this side of the pack, so let's go way back over here and move these babies around too. So Ghost, why don't you actually sit next to your father? Because of course I feel like he would be a little bit more accepting of this baby just in general. And then we'll have him sit right back on top of this little stump right here to light up the area while Needle sits in the nest. So let's set up the mutation menu for their children this time. Like, we had the gills in here before, and that's why that kind of mixed us up a little bit. So I definitely want to have the ram horns in here as well as the claw, because those are two very, very important things in this pack. Though they both have the ram horns, I just realized that, so we probably don't need to put the ram horns in the mutation menu. That would be a little bit of a waste. Let's see, maybe instead we'll put the normal blood clotting in there because they both do have that hemophilia gene. Thankfully, Ghost did not inherit both of those genes, so he's alright. But we'll place the normal blood clotting in there instead because their children are basically guaranteed to have the ram horns. I suppose one of them could possibly inherit Needle's antlers because we have had that happen before, but most likely they are going to have the crown of ram horns that this side of the island is so famous for. So Phoenix, why don't you escort Sunflower over here? Now I think maybe we could set her up right on top of the stump so she would still be able to enjoy her berries. She would still be able to pick from this berry bush and still get her food, but she will be far enough away from the carnivores that she probably won't have to worry about getting picked on by them. And I feel like Phoenix would feel just a little bit more comfortable with that setup than having her right in the middle of the carnivore's territory. So he would be okay with maybe leaving to come down here and work for the pack. He'll go ahead and slap this little Crabbit and help us Scratch hopefully take care of it. There we go. They're actually pretty good Crabbit hunters. They make a very good team, all things considered. So we'll have Scratch gather up the Crabbit meat for us, and then let's see. We also need, of course, Swift to munch on her little berries as well, and then maybe she could go a little bit deeper. We'll see if she can find any more bunnies back there to possibly catch. Now you guys back here, let's see, we need, of course, Seiko to grab up this little bunny meat that she caught in the last turn, and then I do want her to have another baby with Vankir. So we'll have her move over here to breed with him, and then she can move a little bit closer to the nest, but she won't be able to get there straight away. Now let's see, we probably want Tiger Lily to move, I guess we could have her move right here, so that Almond can move over here and still pick from his berries. He'll go ahead and protect little Tiger Lily for now, which is very adorable because they look so similar, aside from the gills, of course, but their coloring looks very, very similar with the tiger stripes and whatnot. Now we do know that there's a bunny burrow back here, so let's go ahead and peek at it. And then we need Cloud to move way back up here to, of course, gather up all of the acorns that have fallen. So let's have him grab this one right underneath Hazel, and then Hazel can actually come over here instead and help her father gather up the food. Vankir must be in heaven right now. I mean, he has so much food to collect. Not only does he have all of these acorns to gather up with his cracker jaw, but he also has a ton of berry bushes. And I think as long as the bunnies don't come out of here, as long as we know that we're watching the bunnies over on this side of the island, then we should be just fine. Like, I feel like these guys would find the bunnies as more of a nuisance than any other group on the island right now because they love their berries, and of course the bunnies like to steal their berries. But for now, Hazel, use your last turn to knock down some more acorns. Oh my goodness, that is a ton. And then we can go back here and see this little baby. Oh my goodness, look at you. You are almost just like your father, aren't you? And not only that, but he also has that gorgeous crown of ram horns too. But let's go ahead and name him Garnet for the reddish color of his ram horns. And then maybe we could have them breed again. Do they have enough time? Let's see. Diamond still has 4 days left on his life, so they could definitely have another baby. And let's see, Laurel could actually protect this little one right now, so we could have Rareco come down here, and then Diamond could come over here, and not only will he be able to meet his little son, but he'll also be able to have another baby with Rareco too. So maybe Diamond could actually scoot this way so that we know that this little baby is protected, because we definitely don't want him getting picked off either. And then he could spend his time chatting up with Laurel too, who just made her way into the pack. So they can get to know each other, and he can kind of show her the ropes too. And then I believe we also need to have Hope hop off of his little perch right here and then hop right back on. And maybe it'll be a little bit easier to see all of these bunnies now. Oh my goodness. So Zen, you can actually jump over here and grab this bunny. There's some bunny meat back here. Uh-oh, is that something that we didn't pick up before? Or like, is there a carnivore out here too? That's interesting. And now Pine, you are so close to a bunny, but you are just a little bit too far away to actually pounce on it. We can have a Wayward come over here though. He can definitely grab this bunny. And then I guess for now you can scoot a little bit closer to Zen so that hopefully you two can find more bunnies together as well. Now before we end out this turn, why don't we actually have Laurel scoot over here so that she can grab one of these healing fruits? And now she should be completely healed. She has all of her life left, so she definitely found the right place to settle down because these guys are very, very welcoming. But that should be the last turn that we can make for this day, so let's go back here and see if this little baby that Needle's going to have will have a little bit more luck than Ghost. Now I believe Ghost is actually going to be growing up on this turn too. He might get his extra gem, so hopefully he'll be able to start proving himself so that his mother will accept him. Oh my goodness, but look at this guy. Now this is definitely the look of what you would expect on the carnivore side. He doesn't have those double claws, but he at least has one claw, and he also has those gorgeous ram horns just like his mother's. The only strange thing, of course, is that he has those webbed hind legs, and I feel like she's probably starting to wonder where on earth this creature came from. Cove, like, he has the strangest genetics mixed in with him, so she's probably really starting to wonder what on earth she has gotten herself into. But I think she would definitely feel a little bit more comfortable with this baby. So let's name him Dare. We'll name him Dare, and we'll have, let's see, somebody grab this bunny over here. We're definitely going to have somebody come over here, and look at that. Scratch is just too short again. Like, I swear, he is definitely a better crabbit hunter than the bunnies. Maybe because they don't move as fast? I mean, he probably has a little bit of trouble moving too since he doesn't have a running leg, so maybe that's why he's having so much trouble. Now let's have Phoenix jump up here and grab the bunny for us and grab up the meat too. There we go. And then maybe Scratch could work his way around. No, this crabbit is a little bit too smart for that, so we'll have him sit right there for now so that Phoenix can help him later. And for now, we'll just have Sunflower go ahead and pick her berries. She can actually pick that entire berry bush clean. Like, we're kind of going back to the beginnings of this island when Eclipse was picking from this berry bush at the very, very start when I think this was like the only source of food that we actually had. Now, before we leave the carnivores, let's have Cove breed one last time with Needle because this is going to be his very final day. So let's have Needle come over this way, and then Cove can maybe come over here, and we'll just make sure that the baby is okay. Like, we'll have her breed with him so that he can still move right back to his little perch over here. But again, we still do not have any sightings of those birds in the sky, so I think we're perfectly fine even if we do leave one of the babies a little bit unprotected for a moment. Now we can go way back here and hopefully move Seiko into the nest. Let's see, I think she'll have enough turns to scoot right back over here so she can have her next baby. And otherwise, we can have Almond pick his berries, of course. And maybe Tiger Lily could actually scoot a little bit closer to the water. Maybe she could scout out for shells too when she gets a little bit older. And then we can have you guys also pick up all of these acorns over here. There are so many acorns to pick up. So many acorns and so many berries. I mean, this is a very, very good harvest for you guys at the very least. And I noticed this Dodomingo is kind of scooting around back here. Like at this point, I guess they're just keeping this Dodomingo as a pet. I guess that's what they're doing. And oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, look at you! It's another one of those double-clawed babies. So that's kind of been like pulled out of Rareco's genetics in a way, we could say, because of course so many creatures in her family are known for those double claws, and that's particularly helpful right now because we always have so much trouble in the healer's glade with carnivores spawning in the grass. So now we have a little protector to guide us through the rest of their lives out here. That is so cool. I think we'll go ahead and name him Terra, little Terra the Protector. And let's see, we also of course need maybe Diamond to make a little bit more room around this nest. I feel like he would be very nervous right now in particular just to keep his baby safe. I mean, this is his first time as a father, so he's probably being very, very protective right now, just making a little bit of extra room around this nest. Now Laurel, on the other hand, why don't we actually have you scoot over this way so that she'll be able to pick from all of these berry bushes on the next turns. We do want her to make good use of herself over here, and I feel like this would be the perfect job since she does have 2 nimble fingers. They are definitely going to be very pleased to have her in the pack at the very least. Now we could have Rareco come over here and pick some berries of her own, and I think our pet Dodomingo may have actually left. Okay, so you don't want to stay with us anymore, little guy. I guess that's fine. I'm a little bit disappointed. Oh no, and our meat is actually gone, so we didn't collect it in time, but I guess that's okay. We'll just keep an eye out for more bunnies because I know they're around here somewhere. In fact, Wayward, why don't you jump over here? No bunnies yet. Maybe in here? Nope. Okay, so they've kind of like scooted off somewhere. Oh, maybe they're munching on these berry bushes. Okay, let's actually have Pine and Zen like make their very slow way over here just to take a look, just to take a quick sneaky little peek. We'll have Zen jump a little bit closer to the tree over here, and for that matter, maybe he could actually pick up the acorns over here with his brother. And oh yes, we do have a little bunny munching away at all of our berries. So we'll have to keep that under guard in particular, if that's where they're going to be munching all of our berries from. We could have Wayward at least come over here so that both of them can pick up the acorns on the next turn. And otherwise, oh, there you are. Okay, you were just going for a little stroll, I guess. This is adorable. I feel like the children in particular, the little babies, would be very, very happy with their Dodomingo pet. So we'll keep him in the territory for as long as we can. Now, these guys way back here, this is probably going to be, yeah, Pearl's very final turn. So we're going to want to make sure that she can collect at least 1 fish, right? I mean, we do have this Crabbit over here at the very least, so we'll have her sit right here just in case she can't grab any of the fish. But we definitely want you guys to like start chasing all of the fish down this way. Now it looks like Shark can't actually step where this little kelp is, so he won't be able to chase them down the waterfall like I was hoping since he has such a slow movement speed. And in fact, it also looks like we can't really move into the fish either, like we could for the bunnies, so we can't really pin them down. I guess the most that we could really do is have them jump this way, just to scare them a little bit closer, but even that doesn't really seem like it's enough. I guess now, Shark, you could come down this way, and that's actually working. That's getting a little bit better, but now this fish is in the way right here. Can you snag any of those? Oh, they're just a little bit too far away. Maybe if we actually have a Ripple come over here. There we go. So she can catch a fish. And look at that. Pearl can finally catch one too. You can finally gather up one of these little clown koi. And then another one too. There you go. So 2 clown koi in 1 swoop. And that gives us so much food too. There we go. So Pearl has finally completed her mission. And she has finally been able to fish up some of those pesky little clown koi. I'm sure she is very happy with herself. Now poor Shark on the other hand is a little bit stranded right now in the middle of the water because he's having trouble getting through all of these fish, but we'll leave him right there for now. Now Flounder, why don't you at least peek in some of this grass right here? It looks like he's just a little bit too far away to get the fish swarms himself. And then Ripple, you can go ahead and pick the berries like you were before. I did see a little bunny scooting over here. here. Okay, so we definitely have those bunnies in the territory. They have not left. They're just hiding very, very well. Now, Perry, you are almost over to where you need to be to take the healing fruit, so it seems like he will probably be okay. I mean, even if he doesn't get to it in this episode, we can rest easy knowing that he will be able to heal himself since his father refused to take the medicine himself. And in fact, where is Flotsam? How are you doing down here, buddy? It looks like he still has that temporary water breathing, and this is his last day too. So this is kind of fitting. He can actually spend his last days down here with his son in the deepest parts of the ocean, collecting food with him. That is so cute. Even though he doesn't have the water body, he was still able to get down here and dig around in the mud and whatnot with his son. So they are having a very, very nice last day together. And let's actually have Breeze and Brooke breed on this turn. We'll have Brooke sit right in this nest over here, and then move, of course, little Kelp a little bit closer to her so that he's safe. And then we can have Breeze come over here, she can breed with him, and then we'll have Breeze come right back here to gather up some more berries for us. We do have a little crabbit down here too that Minnow can actually grab, and he'll probably be joining his family as well, trying to fish since he has his extra gems, so he should be able to go up there and stay very, very safe from any potential dangers. Now it looks like that would be the end of this turn, so let's skip the day for one final time in the Tribe of the Tides and see what the next little royal baby is going to look like. Oh my goodness, and Koana grew up too, and there we go, look at you! Oh my goodness, little one! She has the water body, which is very good to see, and she also has those double claws too. Oh my goodness, that is quite the combination as well, because of course the water body gives them that very slender look to their body, and then she has those double claws, so she looks very, very ready to dive into the ocean and maybe go fishing. So she could also join this little family up here, especially now that Pearl has passed away. I'm sure her children are feeling a little bit sad right now, especially Shark down here too, her mate. So maybe he could actually make his way out of the water so that he can be a little bit closer to where she passed. We'll have him sit right here so that he'll have some berries to munch on the next turn as well, and this crabbit meat, of course, this little crabbit that she kind of left behind for him to gather up on his own turn. Now we have Perry who can scoot his way up the shore yet again, and then we can finally once again rest easy knowing that he will be able to pick from this fruit once he has his next turn. Now Ripple, on the other hand, I would like to move a little bit closer to the ocean. Now she can't go into the ocean, but I do want her to try to find a puddle again, because I would like them to reconnect, of course, especially now that his father has passed and he's probably feeling a little bit sad. So maybe he would make his way out of the water and he could meet up once again with Ripple. They were born on the very same day, so I always felt like they would be very close friends, and I think that might have to be where we leave it for this episode. So I know it's going to be a little bit of a bummer to leave these guys behind, but there are so many exciting things for us to look forward to on the next update. I am really excited to explore the jungle biome, and if you guys have any ideas for possible jungle-related tribe names, then do feel free to let me know, and let me know how you think all of these creatures would live out the rest of their lives as well. That's always one of my favorite things to do when I'm going through the comments, just reading through all of the stories and ideas that you guys have for all of the creatures on this island. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!